Hi again. We're in the chapter, The Work of Social Reconstruction. Why hasn't Christianity accomplished it? In Christianity in the Social Crisis by Walter Rauschenbusch, page 145. Here then is a vast force by which all the tradition of its origin and by its very essence is committed to the moral reconstruction of human society. It has had time and opportunity. Why then has it not reconstituted the social life of Christendom? Two answers may be given to this question, each the opposite of the other. It may be replied that in spite of the spread and power of the Church, any actual reconstruction was impossible. Christianity was rising when the ancient world was breaking down. By the time the Church had gained sufficient power to exercise a controlling influence, the process of social decay, like the breakdown of a physical organism in a wasting disease, was beyond remedy. The unsolved social questions of pagan centuries had created a despotic government, a venal and rapacious bureaucracy, a vicious and parasitic aristocracy of wealth, and a vast mass of nerveless and hopeless hereditary paupers. The impact of the Teutonic barbarians merely crumpled up an organization that was hollow within. What power could save a state that was rotten to the core? A similar huge task confronted it in working on the raw clay of that new human material which covered the ancient civilization like a landslide in the great migration of nations. Amid the general anarchy, against the coarse vice and brutality of the barbarians, herself harried by the rapacity of the nobles and weakened by the ignorance and barbarism of her own clergy, the Church did what she could, but a thorough social reconstruction was impossible. In modern life, her power is broken by the prevalent doubt and apostasy, and the current of materialism and mammonism is now too great to be stemmed. Such a statement of the case deserves a more sympathetic consideration than it is likely to get from either friend or foe of the Church. Impetuous Christians are apt to see only the duty that has been left undone, and not the difficulties which beset the stout hearts of the past. Those who are no friends of the Church often have no realizing experience themselves what a task it is to counteract even a single deep-rooted moral evil, or to quicken a single group of human beings to a nobler life. Whoever thinks that Christianity ought to have accomplished more than it did confesses great faith in its potency. I have that faith. I feel so deeply the inexhaustible powers of renewal pulsating in it that its very achievement only makes me ask, why has it never done what it was sent to do? Others again will return the opposite reply. If we ask why Christianity has not reconstituted society, they will say it has done so. Has it not lifted woman to equality and companionship with man, secured the sanctity and stability of marriage, changed parental despotism to parental service, and eliminated unnatural vice, the abandonment of children, blood revenge, and the robbery of the shipwrecked from the customs of Christian nations? Has it not abolished slavery, mitigated war, covered all lands with a network of charities to uplift the poor and the fallen, fostered the institutions of education, aided the progress of civil liberty and social justice, and diffused a softening tenderness throughout human life? It has done all that, and vastly more. The influence of Christianity in taming selfishness and stimulating the sympathetic affections, in creating a resolute sense of duty, a stanch love of liberty and independence, is an irrepressible hunger for justice and a belief in the rights of the poor, has been so subtle and penetrating that no one can possibly trace its effects. We might as well try to count up the effect in our organism of all the oxygen we have inhaled since our first gasp for breath. Insofar as humanity has yet been redeemed, Christianity has been its redemption. Many of us have made test of that regenerating power in our personal lives. Many, too, have marked the palpable difference in the taste of life between some social circle really affected by Christian kindliness and a similar circle untouched by Christian motives and affections. What is true within such small spheres of social life has been true in the large area of Western civilization, and yet human society has not been reconstituted in accordance with the principles of Jesus Christ. I wanted to link to the series that Vivian's has done on Wilberforce, one of the great benefactors of humanity who came from a Christian conviction, who rose from a Christian conviction and did what he did, was William Wilberforce. So Vivian is among those who have been influenced and inspired by Wilberforce. So I'll put a link to her series on his points of view as well as his effects upon England of the 18th and 19th century.